After 40 days fasting in the desert and achieving perfect victory over the temptations of Satan, Jesus returns from the desert in the power of the Spirit. Now, here's our first tough question to answer together as we seek to understand the sequence of the life of Jesus. What happened after Jesus returned from the wilderness, after spending 40 days fasting and then withstanding the temptations of Satan? What did Jesus do next? This is important to our understanding of Jesus' 3.5-year ministry. Mark 13 says, "And he was in the wilderness 40 days, being tempted by Satan. He was with the wild animals, and angels attended him." Then look at verse 14. After John was put in prison, Jesus went into Galilee proclaiming the good news of God. As Jesus walked beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and his brother Andrew casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Notice how in Mark, verse 13, Jesus is in the wilderness, and then verse 14, he's in Galilee calling the fishermen. So how much time do you think passes between verse 13 and verse 14? Any guesses? How much time? How many days? Weeks? 6 months? Wow, that's a big gap of time. You know, it's actually a full year. A full year. There's a full year gap between verses 13 and 14. We know this because it was a year later that John the Baptist was thrown in prison. But Mark doesn't cover this year, and neither do the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, because they'll focus more on Jesus' ministry in Galilee.